Tonight on Ctv3 News, High Court defamation battle erupts between former Corozal traffic manager and Mayor Rigo Vellos. Amelio Call Jr. seeks damages and public apology. Defense contract scandal as the audit continues, Kareem Musa vows procurement reforms. Wanted poster issued for a former immigration cashier accused of $160,000 theft. Cops believe that Jason Flowers could have fled to the U.S. And back to school savings return. The Percent administration announces GST 3 days for school supplies. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Thursday, July 23rd, 2026.
There's going to be 5 modules that we will be looking at. The first one would be the duties of traffic wardens, power of arrest, and the legislative amendments as it relates to DUI. The second module looks at report writing, and then we look at motorcycle helmets and its standards. On Wednesday, we'd look at the proper use of breathalyzers, and then we'll do some training related to that. On Thursday, we then look at electronic evidence as it relates to the changes in legislation and the use of the body cams and dash cams. And on Friday, of course, we'll be doing a simulation on a case file preparation.
Please remember, the rules are there for a reason. The regulations are there for a reason. It's not to bypass them. It's to ensure that you protect the citizens of Glaze.
We're not here to just teach you. We're also here to learn from you. You are the ones who are on the streets every day doing traffic enforcements. So you know what are the issues that affects you and should be able to guide us so that we can correct those issues.
At the beginning, it was a bit challenging because it sounded so good and so promising that I think people were reluctant in embracing the idea. But after 2 years in this NHI program, the perception of people and the usage of people for the services that we offer is very much appreciated. And the people are using all the services that we have. And our population has grown a lot. We actually have registered, which by the way I have to mention this, we never expected to grow this fast. We are at 12,000 and plus registered patients with us right now. And the numbers are growing on a daily basis, I would say. For the general physicians and the specialists that include the gynecologists, the pediatrician and the internist. And now we have a nutritionist, it's $2, which is very accessible to people. And when it comes to the laboratory or the images, it's just a 10% cost that they pay for the whole service that is offered. If we have a healthy community, then I would say that the whole country itself is going to benefit from it, because a healthy community is going to be successful economically as a whole. That is my vision of the NHI. Its service, its purpose.
Today will be the inauguration of the backup water system. This will be able to assist the Communal Water Board to expand, and if they get breakdown with the current system, this can also be a backup. There are times when, especially in the dry season, when the current system might run low or might run dry, and that by itself creates a problem to fetch water. So we are hopeful that if this is not used as much right now, when the other system runs low, this will kick in.
We must ensure that people have access to clean, safe, potable water, just like everybody else across this country. What you see here today is an investment of over $160,000. It includes all the pipes that you see here. We also have other accessories. We have a backup generator. We have the solar system. And we also have a booster pump.
The most difficult part that hinders development is the access of water. We have reduced significantly the amount of people that were deprived from accessing a basic need such as water.
I am elated, very happy to be here, receiving the system. I think everybody would be very happy, very happy.
When we call it, we have no water, no nothing. That was an empty spot, but it's home now. They have a pipe right out there, so it's still okay, just that we had to reach up to get the water. I cannot wait to have it reach to our door.
Good evening. With your news also simulcast in Fiesta FM 106.7, I am Joanna Rodriguez. A legal dispute has emerged between a former senior employee of the Corozal Town Council and the Mayor Rigo Veos, with allegations of defamation now before the High Court. Former Corozal traffic manager Amelio Carl Jr. has filed a defamation lawsuit against Mayor Veos, claiming that damaging and untrue accusations made about him have tarnished his reputation and caused significant personal and professional harm. According to court documents, Carl alleges that Mayor Veos falsely accused him of embezzling funds from the Corozal Traffic Department, privately selling driver's licenses, and failing to account for the money collected. The claim states that the alleged remarks were made on September 4, 2025, during a conversation with members of the Corozal Marshall Street Cleaning Group. The group had reportedly asked the mayor why Carl was no longer serving as traffic manager, prompting the alleged statements. Carl firmly denies the accusations, describing them as entirely false and defamatory. In his claim, he argues that the allegations portrayed him as dishonest and corrupt, exposing him to public ridicule, damaging his standing in the community, and causing emotional distress. The lawsuit further alleges that the accusations were later shared in a WhatsApp group where Carl publicly rejected the claims. His legal team subsequently issued a cease and desist letter requesting that Mayor Veos publicly retract the statements and issue an apology. However, according to the court filing, no apology or retraction was made. Instead, Mayor Veos, through his attorney, reportedly denied ever making the alleged statements. Represented by attorney Lyndon Jones, Carl is asking the High Court to award general and aggravated damages, order a public apology and retraction, issue an injunction preventing any further publication of the alleged statements, and award legal costs and interest. In the comment section of the report published by one of the media outlets, Carl stated that he has filed not one, but 3 civil lawsuits. The first alleges wrongful termination. The second concerns the unauthorized use of his digital signature after he was dismissed on September 4, 2025, and the third is a defamation lawsuit. According to Cal, the first two claims were initiated on September 5, 2025. However, the claim relating to the unauthorized use of his digital signature was filed only after the practice of using his signature had ceased. It has been nearly a month since Prime Minister John Briceño ordered a comprehensive audit into procurement practices at the Ministry of National Defense following allegations surrounding millions of dollars in government contracts awarded to companies linked to the family of former Minister Oscar Mira and other government officials. The investigation remains ongoing as authorities examine the ministry's procurement processes and determine whether any irregularities occurred. Despite the controversy, Minister of Immigration Honorable Karim Musa says the People's United Party continues to enjoy the confidence of Belizeans. Musa says the government has been transparent in its response and acted quickly by launching the audit once the allegations came to light. According to Musa, the situation has also highlighted long-standing weaknesses in the country's procurement system. He says the issue is not unique to the current administration, but reflects challenges that have existed for decades.
You know, I wouldn't call it ish because that's strange. Strange. Oh, strange. I thought it was strange. Yeah. What I would say to that, Paul, is that we are 1 year into our second term in office. We are 4 years out from the next general elections. The People's United Party government is in a good position to make it right by the Belizean people. We have an opportunity to fix procurement, which has bedeviled us for decades, not just this PUP administration, past UDP and PUP administrations. We have an opportunity now to make it right for the current procurement system and moving forward. And what does that entail? As the Prime Minister said, we're going to create an actual procurement unit, but in the meantime, we also have to put in place alerts for these under 10,000 payments that are coming out, because there's no way that the Ministry of Finance should not be alerted when a particular ministry is making so many payments in one particular day. And so there has to be alerts put in place. And as the Prime Minister said, anything under 50,000, we have to publish every single contract and every bid that was put in for that contract. And that might not be something that the people who are bidding are happy about, but at the end of the day, transparency and satisfying the Belizean public that they're getting the best value for money is what is important. So I think moving forward, we have an opportunity to fix that. And I personally think, while it may seem like a strained relationship, I think people have more trust and confidence in the PUP administration to get things right. And so I feel confident that that's what we're going to do.
He adds that addressing these long-standing issues is necessary to improve public confidence and ensure procurement practices better serve the interests of the Belizean people. Authorities have issued a wanted poster for former Immigration Department cashier Jason Flowers, who is accused of misappropriating more than $160,000 in government funds before reportedly leaving Belize. The alleged fraud is said to have occurred at the Belize City Immigration Office, where investigators believe Flowers canceled multiple payment receipts and kept the cash instead of depositing it into government accounts. According to Immigration Minister Karim Musa, the ministry's internal probe included a statement from its finance officer, which was provided to police and formed the basis for the issuance of the wanted poster.
Details on the investigation.
So the investigation has completed at least the initial phase of it from an internal standpoint, meaning the Ministry of Immigration or a finance officer has given a statement to police, and that is what prompted police to issue the warning poster for Mr. Flowers. We have information that he is currently in the United States of America. He has been dismissed from his work as an immigration cashier, so he's no longer in the employment of the government of Belize. We have enough information to charge him based on some of the invoices, some of the cancelled reverse invoices. But in terms of the entire scope of the scheme that he was operating, we have requested the Auditor General's ministry to come in and do a proper audit. We want to get it right out of the gate. And so that will give you the full scope of it. I can confirm also that the Auditor General's department is already at the ministry carrying out the investigation. So at the conclusion of that, we will have every single invoice that was reversed by him and or others taking part in this scheme, and then we'll be able to levy all the charges at that point.
And in this case, Minister, you asked the Auditor General to come in because
Yes.
you've determined something that's irregular.
Correct.
According to Musa, although investigators have already identified enough evidence to support criminal charges related to several cancelled and reversed transactions, the ministry has enlisted the Office of the Auditor General to carry out a comprehensive audit to determine the full extent of the missing funds before proceeding. As we told you previously, a Freedom of Information Act FOIA request has been formally submitted to the Office of the Attorney General, seeking an update on an investigation involving 4 Haitian minor girls who entered Belize in 2023. The FOIA request was filed by former Ombudsman, Major Retired Herman Gilbert Suazo, who said the issue came under investigation during his tenure after complaints were received from UNICEF Belize and the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR. According to Suazo, the complaints raised concerns about the children's immigration and refugee status, legal guardianship, and possible indicators of human trafficking. In the request, Suazo explained that the Office of the Ombudsman launched a formal investigation in 2025 after determining there was sufficient evidence to warrant further inquiries. Investigators subsequently sought documents from several government agencies, including the Departments of Human Services, Immigration, and Refugees. However, he said some agencies failed to provide the requested information before his tenure ended on December 31, 2025. Today, Minister of Immigration was asked to comment on the request and clarify that instead of 4, it is actually 9 Haitian minors that entered the country.
It's not 4, it's actually 9 Haitian minors entered the country with 2 adult companions. They are not related to these 9 Haitian minors, but from my understanding and information, they were the foster home taking care of these girls in Haiti. They received, again, based on information provided to me, they received permission to travel out of the country, but temporary, not to be permanent. When they came into the country in 2023, they were allowed into the country based on a humanitarian consideration because of the turmoil, as you know, that has been taking place in Haiti. Since then, the Ministry of Human Development has carried out social inquiry reports. I'm told that there is a second social inquiry report that is going to be carried out to determine the best interest of the children, whether it is best for them to stay here. I don't know whether the parents are requesting the children back, but in my humble opinion, if it is that the parents in Haiti are requesting the children back, then they should be returned with their parents. But like I said, from my knowledge and information, they had received clearance to leave, but on a temporary basis. So we've been in communication with the various UN agencies as it relates to this particular case. And so we are going to be carrying out, along with the Human Development Ministry, this social inquiry report to determine the best interest and best next step.
Through the FOIA application, Suazo is asking the Attorney General's ministry to disclose what actions have been taken since his departure to advance the investigation, whether the matter has been reassigned or suspended, what investigative steps remain outstanding, and when a final report or decision is expected. He is also requesting confirmation that the investigation files and evidence have been preserved. Under the Freedom of Information Act, the Attorney General's ministry is required to respond to the request within 14 days. Coming up next, Belize upgrades passport security amid continued Schengen visa-free travel efforts. Stay tuned.
Money travels fast, so make sure you check it before you spend it. Here are 4 easy ways to know your money is real. Look, feel, tilt, and check. Look closely at your note by holding it to the light to see the watermark and the note value. Notice how the see-through image completes itself perfectly. Feel for authenticity. Run your fingers over the raised portrait and the bars on the edges. 1 bar for the $2 and up to 6 bars for the $100. Tilt the note to see the hidden value appear. Look for the moving images on the security thread and holographic shimmer on higher denominations. Check closely. Use UV light or a magnifying glass to find hidden images and microtext. Remember, handling counterfeit money is illegal. If you spot a fake, report it to the police immediately. Look, feel, tilt, and check. Know your money. Check it before you spend it. A message from the Central Bank of Belize.
It's easy to sit at home and blame the government for crime. A lot of people do it. Politicians do it all the time. It's like a game. Gang members shooting each other or innocent citizens. Blame the government. Blame the police. Narco players executed because of a drug deal gone bad. Blame the government. Blame the police. Domestic violence turned fatal, same thing. Every murder, no matter where, no matter why, same blame game. But our children weren't born criminals. When did they become murderers? Who taught them their values? Who taught them about right and wrong? Where are their parents, their families? It's not too late to save your child. It's not too late to raise your child right. Keep them in school. Keep them off the streets. Teach them the value of hard work. Teach them honesty and integrity. Love them before it's too late. Stop the blame game and let's all be the village that raises our children. A message from the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Violence Prevention and Enforcement Unit.
When speed matters, every second counts. Get ahead with ExpressNet. Fast, reliable, ready when you are.
Belizeans living abroad are being invited to reconnect with their homeland while helping shape the country's future through the Belize Diaspora Summit 2026, which officially opened today at the Grand Resort and Residences in Belize City. The 3-day event, running from July 23rd to the 25th, brings together members of the Belizean diaspora, government officials, business leaders, entrepreneurs, and community stakeholders for discussions focused on investment, culture, business partnerships, and national development. Activities include a business and investment forum, health and wellness experience, cultural exchange, business networking, a marketplace exhibition, and professional networking sessions. The summit concludes on Saturday with a gala dinner featuring the first official appearance of the Miss Universe Belize 2026 delegates. Event organizer Ariel Lightfoot says the summit is designed to go beyond networking by creating a platform for meaningful dialogue between the diaspora and decision makers. She explains that participants will discuss proposals aimed at giving Belizeans abroad a stronger role in matters of national importance.
So we are introducing a policy paper requesting that the government create a national diaspora policy for the diaspora community.
What are the demands or the asks, I should say, or is the big one being able to vote in Belize?
So that comes with government and representation. And I think it's bigger than just voting. It's actually having representation. And that might look like something different from different perspective. Some people want, some people discuss the idea of a Senate seat. You have NGOs that are in the Senate. You have the church that are in the Senate. And a lot of these are non-Belizean entities. And so that was some of the discussions that have taken place. Of course, the diaspora wants to vote on national issues because I think it's still important. But again, it's a request for a proposal that these discussions take place.
Would you say there's been progress in terms of relationships with the diaspora since the Briseno administration took office?
So definitely, and I think as Minister Musa had stated, he introduced a private members bill on behalf of the diaspora when they were in opposition. And once they won the election and became the formal government, they established a diaspora ministry and an ambassador of diaspora affairs.
Minister of Immigration Honorable Kareem Musa says the summit is an important opportunity to strengthen ties with Belizeans living overseas, many of whom continue to make significant contributions to the country's economy and development through investments, remittances, and expertise.
As you know, I have always been a fierce advocate for Belizeans. No matter what part of the world you happen to reside, at the end of the day, you are Belizean, regardless of your address. The world has become so interconnected that you can now have meetings virtually any time of the day, can contribute in any kind of way to the development of our country. And if it is one thing that I have learned, having studied abroad, is that Belizeans not only miss their homeland, they also want to help to develop it. And so in whatever capacity that I can assist in reversing the brain drain and actually creating a brain gain for Belize, I will do my part. As you know, from the Ministry of Immigration standpoint, we have had two mobile hubs this year, one in Houston and one in Miramar, Florida, both extremely successful. There was one occasion where a young teenage girl actually cried in the Prime Minister's arms when she received her nationality certificate. It was a truly heartwarming experience for me as immigration to see that there are so many Belizeans, young Belizeans, who want to come back home, who are interested in coming back home. And so we plan to do more of that. The next mobile hub will be in Illinois in August of this year. So we're very excited about all of this.
One of the major discussions surrounding this year's event and a proposal which he supports, according to Minister Musa, is increasing diaspora engagement, including proposals that would allow Belizeans living abroad to have a greater voice in national affairs like voting.
I think that they should have a say, and I am on record as having said that when it comes to voting in our general elections and city council elections, that we need to consider a possible amendment to the law to remove that 3-month residency requirement and to make room for diaspora Belizeans to be able to come and register to vote, because that is a barrier that prevents them from registering, because they can't say, I live at this address for the last 3 months. They live abroad. And so if it is that we can amend the legislation to say, hey, I live in Chicago, this is my address, here's proof of the fact that I live there, but this is my family home in Belize City, or this is my family home in Cayo, and I want to be able to register there. A simple amendment to the law can provide for that, for them to be able to come home and vote during an election. And so that would then open it up, at least as an initial step, in allowing diaspora Belizeans to have a say in our elections.
Not just that they're born Belizeans.
No, not just that they're born Belizeans, but that they have a connection to Belize, so they want to come home and vote. So it doesn't matter that they are living abroad, but that they can register at an address here in Belize, a family home.
More than a year.
Yes, currently 3 months. You have to be living at an address for 3 months.
No, but in future, like,
That's what
would
I'm-
you eliminate the address requirement in Belize?
For diaspora Belizeans. That's what I'm saying. So you provide proof of your address living abroad, whether it's a utility bill in your name in Chicago, and then you come and you register to vote at your family address. So adding a provision in the law to allow for diaspora Belizeans to vote, that is something that I would definitely support.
Organizers hope the discussions held during the summit will strengthen the relationship between Belize and its global diaspora while identifying new opportunities for investment, collaboration, and greater civic participation. The University of Belize has reached a major milestone in its efforts to gain international recognition after officially applying for accreditation from one of the region's leading higher education accrediting bodies. On Monday, the university announced that it has submitted its application for accreditation candidacy to the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges, SAC-SCOC. The organization accredits colleges and universities throughout the United States and several Caribbean countries. According to the university, preparing the application required extensive work to strengthen key areas across the institution. These included improving its institutional effectiveness framework, enhancing faculty credential standards, and updating academic, administrative, and quality assurance policies to meet international benchmarks. Speaking on this major step for the university today, President Dr. Vincent Palacio noted that achieving accreditation would strengthen the international recognition of UB degrees while expanding academic research and professional opportunities for both students and faculty.
It's extremely important for any university and every university to seek accreditation. What that does, it gives credibility to the institution. So when I became the president of the University of Belize, I was charged with the responsibility to try to push international institutional accreditation for the University of Belize. So we started that process. This was 4 years ago. And so we've been getting things ready. We're looking at qualifications of our faculty. We're looking at different program review processes. We're looking at all the quality assurance issues that a university needs to put in place. So we're at the point now where we feel we have that ready. So we submitted now for accreditation with this international institution. So that is, it took us 4 years to get to this point. So the submission goes in, and then after the submission now, we will have some assessors come down to visit the university to ensure that what we say we're doing, we are actually doing before we get our institutional accreditation. So it's a huge milestone for the university.
And for the students, what can students look forward to in terms of this accreditation? What does it do for the degrees that they're receiving?
It definitely make the degree more credible. Like I said, our students can now transfer to other universities in the world internationally easier. Not that they couldn't have in the past, but now, they would often ask, are you from an accredited institution? So we'll make sure our students will be able to say that, to do their associate degree with us and do their bachelor's degree somewhere else, do their bachelor's degree with us and do their graduate studies somewhere else.
President Palacio noted that SAC-SCOC will now evaluate the application to determine whether the university meets the commission standards. If the review is successful, SAC-SCOC will send the candidacy committee to conduct an on-site evaluation of the university. Belize has strengthened the security of its national passport as the government continues pursuing broader visa-free travel opportunities for its citizens, according to Minister of Immigration Karim Musa. The minister's remarks come amid renewed attention over Belize's status in relation to the European Union's Schengen visa waiver program. The discussion intensified following reports that Spain was not planning to support visa-free access for Belizean passport holders. However, Foreign Minister Francis Fonseca has since clarified that Belize remains actively engaged in the process and that no final decision has been reached. At present, Belizeans are still required to obtain visas before traveling to destinations such as the European Union, the United States, and Canada. That aside, today Musa highlighted the major security enhancements that have been incorporated into Belize's passport. He explained that the document now includes advanced features such as infrared technology and barcodes, making it far more secure than previous versions.
Where we stand, I know what I can tell you in terms of the security features of our passport have improved significantly with the infrared features, the barcode, and all of that. So the strength of the passport has definitely improved in terms of security. And I'm sure that we can always do better in terms of improving the overall strength of our passport.
The government has maintained that strengthening the passport is an important step as Belize continues its efforts to secure visa-free access to the Shenzhen area. Belizean families will once again have the chance to stretch their back-to-school budgets as the Belize Tax Service has officially announced the return of its back-to-school GST-free days, offering tax savings on eligible school supplies ahead of the new academic year. The initiative will take place on Saturday, August 15 and Saturday, August 29, when qualifying school-related items will be exempt from the 12.5% general sales tax GST. The program is designed to ease the financial burden on parents and guardians as they purchase essential classroom supplies for their children. This year's tax-free shopping days mark the second consecutive year the government of Belize has introduced the back-to-school tax relief. However, shoppers will notice a significant change from last year's program. In 2025, the GST exemption covered 2 full weekends from Friday through Sunday, giving families 6 days of shop tax-free. This year, the initiative has been scaled back to just 2 Saturdays, making planning more important than ever. Taxable items that will be tax-free for the approved days include uniform materials, ready-made uniforms, binders, folders, highlighters, pens, markers, calculators, folder pages, graph paper, typing sheets, black school shoes and black tennis shoes, lunch kits and boxes, and many other items. Officials are advising consumers that only approved school supplies and educational materials will be eligible. Businesses participating in the initiative are also expected to clearly identify qualifying products and correctly apply the GST exemption at the point of sale. With thousands of parents expected to take advantage of the 2 designed shopping days, consumers are encouraged to plan ahead, arrive early, and confirm which products qualify before making their purchases. And there is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
It is a distinct honor to be here in Belize for the launch of the Caribbean Development Bank's Basic Needs Trust Fund 11th program, BNTF 11. For more than 4 decades, BNTF has stood as one of the bank's most visible and impactful instruments for community-based poverty reduction. Here in Belize, the legacy is clear. Over the past 25 years, BNTF has completed 79 sub-projects in vulnerable communities at an estimated cost of $23.79 million United States dollars. Through BNTF 11, we have begun a new cycle of investments. This investment of more than $5.2 million United States dollars represents far more than approved financing. It represents a renewed commitment.
BNTF has supported transformative investments in education, water and sanitation, community infrastructure, livelihoods, and social development. Through BNTF 11, we have an opportunity to build on that legacy by ensuring that our investments respond directly to the needs of our people, particularly the most vulnerable among us.
The new school building has made a huge difference for me and my classmates.
The improvement to our school have made our learning environment cleaner, safer, and more comfortable. Thank you to the Caribbean Development Bank, with the Social Investment Fund, the government, and everyone else who helped.
No one must be left behind. Not that child attending school in rural Toledo, not the farmer in Orange Rock, not the family in Corozal, not the communities that continue to face challenges accessing basic services.
Today will be the inauguration of the backup water system. This will be able to assist the Pomona Water Board to expand, and if they get breakdown with the current system, this can also be a backup. There are times when, especially in the dry season, when the current system might run low or might run dry, and that by itself creates a problem to fetch water. So we are hopeful that if this is not used as much right now, when the other system runs low, this will kick in.
We must ensure that people have access to clean, safe, potable water, just like everybody else across this country. What you see here today is an investment of over $160,000. It includes all the pipes that you see here. We also have other accessories. We have a backup generator. We have the solar system. And we also have a booster pump.
The most difficult part that hinders development is the access of water. We have reduced significantly the amount of people that were deprived from accessing a basic need such as water.
I am elated, very happy to be here, receiving the system. I think everybody would be very happy, very happy.
When we call it, we have no water, no nothing. That was an empty spot, but it's home now. They have a pipe right out there, so it's still okay, just that we had to reach up to get the water. I cannot wait to have it reach to our door.
Belize is taking part in a high-level regional meeting focused on strengthening agriculture, food security, and climate resilience across Central America, with Honorable Rodwell Ferguson representing the country in San Jose, Costa Rica. Honorable Ferguson, Minister of Agriculture, Food Security, and New Growth Industries, is attending the ordinary meeting of the Central American Agricultural Council, CAC, which officially opened on Thursday. The gathering brings together agriculture ministers from member states of the Central American Integration System, CICA, to promote closer regional collaboration and advance a shared agenda for the sustainable growth of the agricultural sector. Throughout the meeting, delegates are discussing key priorities aimed at improving food security, enhancing climate resilience, strengthening agricultural health systems, and deepening regional cooperation. A major focus of the discussions is the anticipated 2026-2027 El Niño phenomenon and its potential effects on agriculture across the region. Ministers are expected to explore coordinated strategies to protect food production and improve the preparedness and response capacity of member countries. The opening session featured remarks from Honorable Rodwell Ferguson, who is serving as pro tempore president of the CAC, alongside Mohammed Ibrahim, Director General of the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, IICA, and David Martinez, Executive Secretary of the CAC. The speakers underscored the importance of regional unity and cooperation, emphasizing that collective action is essential to addressing the growing challenges facing the agricultural sector, including climate change, food security, and sustainable agricultural development. Belize strengthened its diplomatic ties with foreign nations today as Governor General Her Excellency Dame Froila Zalam officially welcomed a new group of ambassadors during a credential ceremony at Belize House in Bamopan. Presenting their letters of credence were His Excellency Chimbamba Kanyama, Ambassador of the Republic of Zambia, His Excellency Patrick Herman, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Belgium, His Excellency Tafari Primanda Sotingo, Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia, and His Excellency Fahad bin Ali Al Manawik, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The formal presentation of credentials marks the beginning of each ambassador's diplomatic mission in Belize and signifies their official recognition by the government of Belize. During the ceremony, the newly accredited ambassadors expressed their commitment to strengthening bilateral relations and expanding cooperation between their respective countries and Belize throughout their diplomatic assignments. Governor General Dame Froila Zalam warmly welcomed the diplomats on behalf of the people of Belize and conveyed her best wishes for successful tenures, expressing confidence that their service would contribute to fostering closer partnerships and mutual understanding. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Friday, July 24th here on Ctv3 News and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belizenews or our YouTube channel at Ctv3 News BZ. From all of us here at Ctv3, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.